SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Toyota of Brookhaven has been voted best new car dealership in Southwest Mississippi 4 years in a row. Come see the difference. Exit 40 Brookhaven or online at toyotabrookhaven.com. Great service, great savings. At Toyota of Brookhaven, we deliver.
Pike County, here comes your morning show. Dave in the morning on 93.5 FM, SuperTalk Mississippi.
So now, understand, you're not going to dictate to me what I do and what I don't do, but I'm still the mayor, Mr. Clark.
None of this meeting is recorded. None by any parties. Correct?
No, sir, none is recorded. I'm being accused.
Any conversation.
Said I want to make it on record. I want the allegations in writing, party accused, or on recording of this harassment.
And now, here's your host, Dave Hughes.
Good morning to you on a Wednesday. Another beautiful day, another hot day on the way, and getting hotter. As we talked about yesterday, high today of 96, tomorrow 97, Friday 98. Guess what the temperature Saturday will be? That's right, 99. And then we'll stick at a high around 99 for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at least. So go ahead and swab out your sweat glands. They're going to be put to good use over the next few days. Desperately trying to regulate your body temperature. Message from Mo's asking if the honeymoon is over. Not yet, actually. We had a meeting, a voting meeting, not a work session, a meeting of the Macomb City Board of Mayor and Selectmen, and if it hadn't been for the executive session, the meeting would have lasted less than 30 minutes. I mean, that's not bad. It's been rare in the past that we've seen meetings go like that. No arguments, no overblown discussions, no nonsense, just business. Got a couple of things we'll take a look at here in a bit, though, just to bring you up to speed and let you know what's going on. And one issue that it's not concerning, but it just kind of makes an eyebrow go up for me. If you're around me and you see my right eyebrow go up, something has an odor to it. Speaking of things that have bad odor, we are fortunate, you and I, we get to share a momentous occasion today during the show at 9:33 Central Time. Supposedly, Earth is going to lose its gravity for 7.3 seconds at exactly 10:33 Eastern Time this morning, which would be 9:33 our time. Now, the prevailing theory online, stop laughing, it gets worse. The prevailing theory online is that two gravitational waves from different black holes are going to intersect on the Earth and negate our gravity for 7.3 seconds. The reports that are out is that NASA has had a secret program since 2019 because they knew this was coming, called Project Anchor, to try to deal with this. That's why everybody's been building bunkers, not because of everything else. No, it's because gravity was going to be turned off for 7.3 seconds. And the estimates are that at least 40 million people will die from falls. you'll shoot up about 60 feet and then go plop. It's coming up, by the way, in 23 minutes. So you have a final moment to get your affairs in order. This is hogwash. If you know anything about science, if you know anything about anything, you know it's hogwash. Yes, gravitational waves exist. The leading gravitational wave detector is down at LSU. It's right here, basically. They detect them all the time. But gravity isn't something that really can be affected externally. Let me explain. We have gravity that holds us on this planet due to the mass of the planet. The bigger the thing, the more it sucks other things to it. Now, you cannot turn off the mass of the planet for 7.3 seconds. I don't care what you hit it with. It's still going to be a big, giant ball of water, dirt, metals, and for some reason, carrot top. It's all still going to be there. So gravity is still going to exist. So this is complete nonsense. The kind of nonsense that has taken over the universe. This is just a very in-your-face, egregious flavor of the nonsense we're dealing with all day, every day. Because this started circulating on social media like 2-3 years ago. This started circulating. By the way, that's one of the keys. The longer something circulates, by about the third or fourth time the average person sees it, they start to wonder if there is something to it. Something's going on here. Yeah. It's not true. It's nonsense. It's not possible by the laws of physics. It's just not going to happen. I don't know how many other ways to say this, but there are millions of people who are expecting it to happen today. It's going to happen today. It's going to happen in what, 20 minutes? We're all going to float up into the air and then crash right back down. And when you talk to those people, I had a conversation just the other day about this, a couple of days ago. It was over the weekend. A friend of mine, and they brought this up, and I went through a very similar spiel to what I just did. Kind of went off. They came back with, are you ready for this? They came back with, after all of that, well, yeah, but you can't really know, can you? I mean, they hide stuff all the time. You don't know that. It could happen. No, it couldn't. That's like saying, well, if you say if I take this fork and stick it in the wall socket, it could kill me, but you don't know that. Have you ever done it? Then how do you know? Now, here's the lesson to take from this. Those same people whose immediate knee-jerk reaction is, well, you don't know that. That's where we're at on everything. There are some people, you know a few, there are some people that if you tell them, don't hit yourself in the forehead with a hammer repeatedly, you're not going to survive it. They're going to go, well, I got to tell you, I got a hard head. You don't know what you're talking about. I can do that. I mean, if you tried it, you don't know. This conversation carries over into our politics, into our work life, into everything. The conspiracy theory era, and you know I'm a conspiracy theory freak. You know that. I love that stuff. Always have. But it is inarguable that conspiracy theories exist. That's why we're living in a country called the United States of America. The revolution was a conspiracy. Remember the Boston Tea Party? They dressed up as Indians and snuck in to throw the tea overboard. Conspiracies are real, and they are older than the country. So that's not up for debate. We know that. But we have now fallen into the trap of thinking everything is a conspiracy. No, sometimes people are just dumb. Sometimes people have evil intent and they try to twist it to their own ends. What benefit could somebody get from this? Well, clicks, views. And if you've monetized your account on whatever platform you're spewing this nonsense, money. That's why. So somebody cooked up this nonsense and it's just got enough things in it that people don't understand. They've heard the term, but they don't really know what it means. And you put them all together in that big word soup, and all of a sudden it sounds like, oh, well, this could be a thing. Oh, my goodness. Look at the world right now. Yeah, that sounds right. And then you try to explain to them, no, it's not. And they actively don't buy into the facts. Because, well, their theory is unshakable in their mind, what they believe. The facts don't care what you believe. The facts, it doesn't matter to the facts if you think they're true or not. The facts are the facts. We have lost sight of that. And it ain't helping. So now we literally, and you've seen coverage of this, and the reason why is I've seen some of the social media posts. There are people out there that truly believe this. Millions of people truly believe this. It's not going to happen. We're going to find out here in just a few minutes that it didn't happen. Pretty sure we'll all tell if gravity turns off. We'll be able to detect that as we float up and bump our head on the ceiling. We'll know. And then what I want you to watch happen, after it doesn't occur, this is a pretty solid playbook for anything like this. And again, draw the parallels in your mind to how we deal with politics in the year 2026 versus how this is being dealt with. When it doesn't happen at 9:33, it'll be before the end of the day. It might be before lunch that somebody's going to rush forward and say, well, yeah, of course it didn't happen. They did the calculations wrong. It's actually coming up next February or whatever. Who knows what nonsensical idea they'll come up with to kick that can down the road a little bit so you don't have to deal with the cold, hard facts now. Well, that comment brings us back to the city of Macomb. Financially, when you go floating up to the heavens, I'll wave to you. Just remember, it's like jumping off a cliff. The ride is fun. It's that landing that'll get you. So aim for something soft. Nonsense. It's complete and utter nonsense. "14 minutes. 14 minutes left. Are you terrified?" Go read a couple of more posts about it, and then tell me if you're terrified, because, as usual, that's the goal. When we come back, we'll get into some audio from last night's meeting of the Macomb City Board of Mayor and Selectmen on this Wednesday morning on SuperTalk, Mississippi, Pike County 93.5. My friend, keep it here.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Don't miss Dave in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. Super Talk 93.5 is always the place to be. Want to get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. It's all around, it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Weekday mornings at 6 after 9 on 93.5 FM, or you can catch up anytime by going to
SuperTalkPikeCounty.com.
Dave in the morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. Catch up and catch on.
The fire battle thunder rise. The fire battle thunder rise. Whoa. The fire battle thunder rise. The fire battle thunder rise.
Welcome back. Oh, the messages bring me such joy when I'm on the air. Thank you for that. Super Talk, Mississippi, Pike County. One said, if it happens, we will never know. Yeah, we'll know for about 10 seconds. Right until we smack back down to the ground. Luckily, we only have 10 minutes left before we find out exactly what happened. So either I have secured yet another Told You So right for my collection, or it won't matter because we'll be hanging from the rafters. That's the only two possibilities here. Know which one I'm putting my money on. Last night, the meeting of the Macomb City Board of Mayor and Selectmen had some good things. Including the whole Booker camper thing. They talked about it last week. You and I listened to it and discussed it. New invoice came in from Booker Camper. The city administrator had been running the numbers and said, we're paying them too much. He was not wrong, by the way. So he found somebody else to do the job of doing the audits for the city for half the price. An accounting firm in Madison. Well, I had two orders of business attached to that last night. The first one was to take care of that latest invoice.
Number 9, consider approving an invoice for Booker T. Camper Jr., CPA 1067 East Rains Road, Memphis, Tennessee 38116 for the fiscal year 2022 audit in the amount of $55,845 to be paid from 001-021-690.
So moved.
Mr. Wiggins, that we?
Yes, sir.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Abstain.
No.
Okay. Mr. McKenzie, that was a no for you?
Yes, sir.
And sustain. Okay. Ayes have it. Motion carried.
Motion carried with a 4-2 vote to pay that bill. 1 nay, 1 abstention. I ain't weighing in on this, is what that means. But it passed. They're going to write that check that hopefully doesn't bounce and pay the bill. Then the very next item, well, we're dealing with the other part of the Booker Camper conversation, and it went A lot quicker than you might expect.
Number 10, consider approving a notice of termination of auditing engagements from Booker T. Camper Jr., CPA, Whitehead Levis Center, 1067 East Range Road, Memphis, Tennessee, 38116 for fiscal years 2023-2024 and request for fiscal year 2022 audit completion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried.
That's it. That's how you do business. And I am very pleased to say that the work sessions seem to now actually be serving a purpose. Before, the last couple administrations, when there was a lot of back and forth about whether or not we should have work sessions, it didn't seem to matter. You'd have a 2 or 3 hour work session, and then the next week you'd have a 2 or 3 hour meeting and have the same discussions. Not this time around. Doing good. Mayor Bruce Mullins running a tight ship, and everybody around the table, it seems to me, is on board. Well, with one exception. The movement came up, a motion was made, I believe it was in the addendum, it had a 3-item addendum, and by the way, remember, with a 3-item addendum, outside of the executive session, it was a less than half-hour meeting. They went bam, 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 and took care of business. Except for one item, and that was to receive the latest financial statement. We're getting those monthly now, showing where we're at, what we got. That conversation, here.
Consider receiving the financial statement for the month of June 2026.
So moved.
Second.
No.
Can I?
All in favor?
Can we discuss this?
No.
Did we discuss this last week?
Okay.
I
Discuss.
mean, I just, if we're going to receive it, I think it's important that the public gets to hear it as well. I don't know if there's anyone ready to discuss it today, but just next time when we receive it, they can present the information so the public can hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
We'll make sure they're prepared next time. Okay.
Okay, now, Selectman Cotting, what he wants is to make sure that you know, as a taxpayer, what the financial statement said, what the financial situation of the city was in June. Okay, that's the way we want to see it happen. Said that there was nobody prepared to give that presentation. But...
I'm here.
Oh, Valerie?
I can present it if you want.
It's up to the chair.
Yes.
So can I say something, Mr. Mayor? So I thought we were just receiving it. We're not approving it, correct?
That's correct. She just want to discuss and give you a highlight so you understand.
a work session, huh?
But that's no work session.
We typically,
in a work session.
when you get a moment,
Yes, sir.
by state law, we're supposed to spread it across our minutes, not necessarily with a vote, but we're supposed to spread it across our minutes that it's been received. Just so that there's a historical tracking on it. I don't know how you handle it with the votes.
Consider
What?
receiving.
Consider receiving.
Okay.
That's in the record.
We vote to receive it. Approved it.
I agree. We're not approving. We're
You're not
receiving.
approving it, but you'll be
Right.
that's in the record.
And you all have copies.
Right.
Okay. Do you need her to go over it?
Not now.
Okay, we're not. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay. That was a little bit of a throwback, in a way. All of a sudden, this huge discussion breaks out over what the definition of is. In this case, though, it was the definition of receiving. Well, we're spreading it across the minutes. We're receiving it. The people don't need to know yet. And we don't have anybody ready to present it. And a voice speaks up from out in the gallery. I'm here. I can present it. I can talk about it right now if you'd like. No. Let's move on. Now, you've got to understand the context. after the last financial report was given, the city attorney basically told them, shut up about this. Stop talking about this. You're going to get yourself in legal trouble, which may or may not be true, but it's probably good advice. So now you've got that opinion and that attitude floating around in the room a little bit, I think. Having said that, you can't keep it secret forever. You can't hold it close to your vest forever. That's how we got in this mess. You remember the conversations we went through in the last administration about how, members sitting around that table, members of the board, you can stop by my office and you can see it, but you can't make a copy. Can't take a picture and take it with you. This is proprietary, secret information. We can't risk this getting out. So sooner or later, that conversation has to happen. That, and I just want to say this as a reminder, everyone that works in City Hall, whether it be an elected official or just an employee, that's not any of their money. What we're talking about is not their money. It's the taxpayers' money. The taxpayers get to know what's going on with it. Be like telling you, well, it's going to be too much of a problem. Got to just hold off on this, and we can't tell you whether or not your check went in the bank this morning or how much you've got left after bills. But it's okay. It's your money. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm sure we'll get the information because it has been different so far, but it was mildly concerning. All right, we're coming up. We're coming up on it. When the clock hits, it's 9:32. When the clock hits 9:33, hold on to your garters, Bessie. We're apparently going to float up in the air. Or I get to say I told you so for the next week or two. So, there it is. There, it's 9:33. Hold on tight. It's getting so light. Oh wow. Oh okay. Oh wow. Look at this. Oh, this is nice tile up here. Hold on. Yeah, bull. Now, if you have seen that floating around social media, the idea that gravity was going to turn off today at 9:33. It's 9:33. I still need to lose a few pounds. So no, didn't happen. If you saw that, I want you to remember that is not the only thing you have seen on social media that was bull. Just manufactured from whole cloth to manipulate your emotions and get you stirred up over something. It happens all day, every day. Same thing with the media. Happens all day, every day. You get bombarded by it. And they package it in such a way that it sounds realistic. It sounds perfectly plausible. If you don't know what they're talking about. Try that. This is a useless conversation. Try to apply that filter. If you did not float up to the ceiling, if you're not hovering over your front yard right now, this thing that got everybody fired up wasn't true. And if you think that's the only lie you've been told this week, today, in the last 5 hours on the internet, well, you kind of are a sucker. Stop knee-jerking all of your reactions and engage your brain. It's my dream for a better earth. It's not going to happen. Anyway, it was a unique opportunity to prove that point for everyone. All right. One other thing that came up right at the beginning of the meeting last night that I do want to talk about for a few minutes because I like this.
Number 6, consider receiving a resolution encouraging citizens and businesses to support a community civic pride initiative through the voluntary display of privately purchased signage.
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried.
There we go. Quick, simple, easy. Everybody voted for it. Who wouldn't vote for it? But let's talk about this. It's a civic pride movement. How long have you and I been talking about the fact that Macomb doesn't have any curb appeal? There is nothing when people are driving through Macomb that have never been here that makes them go, ooh. We don't have that. Brookhaven has that. Hammond has that. Have you ever been to downtown Hammond? Everybody goes to the shopping center on 10. Have you ever been to actual downtown Hammond? It's lovely. People still getting shot down there, but it's lovely. Civic pride. I just hope we're not going to try to put the cart before the horse and try to make civic pride a thing without giving people something to be proud of. Because that's the order of operations here to me. It's not make a movement to be proud. You got to be proud. You got to support your town. You got to be proud. You got to push it. You got to brag to everybody. You got to be proud and not change anything. And I know that's not the thrust of this. That's not the point. I'm just saying it's been that way for a minute. If you turn things around to where you can't help but be proud of what you see, then people are going to be proud. They're going to have civic pride. Now, this is a movement to push people to take better care of their city. Get that. Makes perfect sense. But it's not just us. I don't know. It's been a couple of days since I went down Presley, but out there towards the interstate, the median, that was last mowed during the Carter administration, I think. The Delaware exit going southbound, when you get off Delaware going southbound, it's about 5 feet high, 6 feet high. When I came off, it was like a couple of days ago. They may have taken care of that by now. Those, let's make sure we make it clear, those are all the state's responsibility. Presley, Highway 98, State Road. The entrances and exits to the interstate, state maintained. And they were out working. That's why I'm saying I haven't been by there in a couple of days. They may have fixed it. But the fact that it got to that point is a little disturbing. That either adds to or takes away from the curb appeal, depending on whether or not you keep it up. What is the ordinance in the city limits of Macomb for the length of grass you can have in your yard before you get a citation? And is the city following its own ordinance with its own property? If not, if the theory is, well, we just can't do it. It's too much. We can't keep up with it. But you expect the private citizens to? Or they get a ticket? No. Rules are for everyone, or rules are just for show. That's one little thing. We got the trash that winds up on the side of the road. We have the number of buildings with vehicle damage. I can think of 2 off the top of my head, right visible on Delaware. We do not look like a happy, thriving, welcoming place when you drive into town for the first time. Now, you can lie to yourself. You can say, oh no, this is a great town. It is a great town. Born there. I was born in the old city hospital, which is now somehow functioning as a makeshift homeless shelter. But I was born there. Grew up in Macomb. Spent my life in Macomb. I'm still in southwest Mississippi because I love Pike County. It's the only reason at this point. So, What are we going to do to fix that? I love the idea of the civic pride movement because we need civic pride back. But you don't get civic pride because you get signs printed up. You get civic pride by giving people something to be proud of. There's not a lot of that floating around. And all you have to do is get in your car, watch the intersection on Locust. We may never see you again if you go directly into that pothole there. But various spots all over town, the state of the buildings, the state of the groundskeeping, and that's not attacking the grounds crew. They're doing everything they can. The trash on the side of the roads, the buildings that are just, they're standing, they're fine, they're intact physically, but there's not much eye candy there to me. That's where our problem lies. I've given this example before. I'm going to give it again. It's a never-ending battle, but when you let your car get out of control like mine is right now, because one or two things finally gets thrown up there, and you finally decide, you break down, you're going to clean the whole thing. Clean your car out. Same thing applies to your room or your house or your kitchen or anything. It gets piled up, it gets oppressive, it affects your mood. You just don't want to deal with it. Then finally you've had enough and you decide, I'm going to clean this up. And you put in a day, a week, however long it takes to get everything cleaned up. It takes a while before any mess hits the ground because all of a sudden people in the house, people in your family that use the car, they've got buy-in. They like this because it's nice, it's neat. Feel good getting in here. So they're a little more mindful for a while and don't just, leave the empty chip bag in the middle of the couch. They don't leave, trash all over the inside of the car. They'll go and they'll throw it away like they should have been doing to begin with. Talking to myself here. But that wears off over time because eventually, just for expediency's purpose, you let something slide. Well, I'll get that out later. Then before you know it, it's junked up again and we go through the whole cycle. Well, we are at the junked up car cycle. This is what we need to address because you don't get that surge of pride. You don't get that surge of contentment with where you're at without doing the work. And like I said, that's part of this thrust. I get that. I just worry because we have a bad habit of coming up with great initiatives and then putting out some signs going, aren't we happy? Isn't this great? Look how great it looks just like it did last week, last month, last year. That leads to zero emotional change in the citizens. So we got to put some oomph behind it. This, by the way, is basic psychology. Same kind of thing that makes you, believe gravity can be turned off. Well, no, that's more stupidity. Sorry, if you believed it, I'm so sorry that you're having to deal with it. But it was not true, as you now know. We have to put some elbow grease into it. It's too much for one person, too much for one small group. We need buy-in from a large number of people to put in the elbow grease, do the work, and take some pride in the town and show it. Let it be visible to anybody else that comes into town. Because if we don't, before you know it, You won't be able to see the new signs for the overgrown grass and collapsed buildings. And I know now I'm going to get comments. I know, Dave, you're being negative again. No, I'm being realistic. I'm being accurate about the situation. And I want the city of Macomb City to be a shining jewel, to be something that everyone can be proud of. We've got an uphill climb, a steep uphill climb to get there, so grab your rock, Sisyphus. Let's get to shoving. Like 3 people that got that reference. I don't care. At this point, I'm just doing this for myself. We'll continue on this Wednesday morning right after this.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hardworking husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
Don't miss Dave in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. SuperTalk 93.5 is always the place to be. Want to get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalk.PikeCounty.com. It's all there and it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalk5County.com.
Dave Hughes here. Remember, every weekday morning at 9:06, it's Dave in the Morning, where we solve the problems of the world, or at least complain about them really loudly and sarcastically. And if you miss out, you can catch up with the podcast version of Dave in the Morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. Hold on, the bell's coming up. There it is. Okay, now we can continue. Welcome back. Yes, I did the pin thing. I do that. It's reflex at this point. All right, in case you missed this news yesterday, had an event down in the south part of the county yesterday. Sheriff's Department reported it last night. I'm going to read you their release from the Pike County Sheriff's Department. At about 8:15 last night, deputies were dispatched to the 6,000 block of Magnolia Progress Road in reference to a reported stabbing and or shooting. They got there, found a victim that had been stabbed and shot. So, yeah, covered all the bases there. The victim was in stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries. I'm going to get back to that. They figured out a suspect on scene pretty quick. Figured out which direction the suspect ran off in. Looking for him, they found the firearm they believed to have been used to shoot the victim. Then an hour and 30 minutes after the original call, the Pike County Sheriff's Office took LaJarvis Osby of Magnolia into custody. He was in a wooded area off Lang Road, hiding in the woods. K-9 Division, Drone Division were active and involved in the middle of this. Hour and a half after a 911 call that somebody's been shot and stabbed, the Pike County Sheriff's Department had the shooter-stabber in custody. You cannot ask for any better from law enforcement. That is as good as it gets when you're responding to a 911 call that somebody has been shot and stabbed, and an hour and a half later, the guy they think did it is in handcuffs. No shirt. They never have a shirt on. I don't know why, but no shirt. That is stellar work. And we're seeing a lot of that lately. And Sheriff Wally Jones, keeps putting out the message, if you think you're coming to Pike County to get away with something, you're not. We're going to get you. But that's just talk. What happened last night is walking the walk. And as I tell my wife all the time, if you walk the walk, you can talk all the talk you want to talk because you're backing it up. It's not just talk. You've proven it. But let's go back for just a minute. Victim suffered a gunshot wound and stab wounds. Wounds with an S. So you would presume that means they were stabbed multiple times. The victim was reported to be in stable condition with non-life-threatening injuries. So let's just make sure we understand what we're dealing with here. Someone got close enough to the victim that they were able to stab them multiple times. So within arm's reach. And also shot them. And gave them non-life-threatening injuries. I never thought I'd reach the point in my life where I would be happy that a lot of people have poor trigger control, but here we are. Because if you're standing 3, 4, or 5 feet away from someone and you give them a non-life-threatening injury, that speaks, though, to the mindset that we're dealing with the criminals everywhere on planet Earth in general. It's heartening and disheartening at the same time. I'm sorry, if you're within stabbing distance and you shoot them and they're still alive to say he went that way, you shouldn't have had a gun to begin with. Just carry around a brick and throw it at whoever you don't like. You're going to probably do more damage. Unless they know how to duck, in which case, about the same. I'm happy. I'm glad the person had non-life-threatening injuries. Don't misunderstand me. Very good. I'm just continually amazed at these stories that we keep getting. There was one, was it the shooting in Idaho or the one in Iowa? One of the I states, where 2 people exchanged gunfire at a outdoor festival with people all around them. They exchanged gunfire. These, they said it was 2 groups probably, but they did identify 2 specific suspects that were doing the firing, with dozens of shots fired. I think it was 3 people shot in a giant crowd. It's just fascinating to me. As you know, I have a long history of being at the range and being taught how to shoot. And it's just fascinating to me. But that's another trap you got to make sure you don't fall victim to. These are not hardened, experienced criminals. These are not the kind of people who plot out a master plan. This sounds like some variation of a domestic disturbance or a fight between friends or whatever. But there are no big master plans at work here. This is just reactionary bull. And it shows in the grouping. So don't think that the Joker is massing his armies to take over downtown Macomb No, you just got a lot of people who, well, have a misplaced sense of their place in society and occasionally can't contain their frustration and anger, so they do stupid stuff. Best way to avoid being a part of that? Don't go where the stupid stuff happens is number one. Number two, go to the range.
If you cry,
It'll give you an advantage. Message from somebody. I had a Tech 9. It shot around corners. It's all in how you flick the wrist. You got to flick the wrist just right as you pull the trigger to put the spin on the shot to make it go around the corner. But yeah. Also, gravity turned off half an hour ago. Thanks for coming to the presentation. Final break. We'll close it down for this Wednesday right after this.
Every now and then, we remind all of you loving, awesome, hard-working husbands that you have a premium it's time to renew. No, it's not life insurance, car insurance, or health insurance. It's way more important than those. I'm Kristen. Gentlemen, it's time to renew those long-term wife insurance policies. When you surprise her with a gift from Selmans, you remind her that no matter what lies ahead, you and she will get through it together. Your gift tells her this long-term wife insurance policy is for life. Renew your long-term wife insurance policy right here at Selmans. We're in it for the long term with you.
don't escape in the morning. Even when you miss it the first time, you can catch it on the podcast. Missing out would be a crime. Super Talk 93.5 is always the place to be. Want to get the podcast version? Here, my friend, is the key. SuperTalk.PikeCounty.com. It's all around, it's all the rage. Spotify, Amazon, or Apple, or just right there on the page. Dave in the morning, late at night, or anytime you have the crave. SuperTalk.PikeCounty.com.
Weekday mornings at 6 after 9 on 93.5 FM, or you can catch up anytime by going to
SuperTalk.PikeCounty.com.
Dave in the morning at SuperTalkPikeCounty.com. Catch up and catch on.
Closing time. Open all the doors and let you out into the world.
That's it.
Closing time.
What have we learned today? We have learned that you may have to wait a little bit longer to find out the financial information for the city of Macomb for the month of June. We have learned that doing crime, any kind of crime, even poorly aimed crime, doesn't pay in Pike County. And we learned that there's no black hole out there putting together an extensive miracle quick weight loss program for you. Have a wonderful day. Tomorrow, we're going to jumpstart North Pike Thursdays again. 9:06, my friend. I'll see you then.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.